right, good. All right. Oh, there we go. Jeez. Hey, man, we need to test. Make sure you can.
Test.
All right, come on, lunch break. There, well, we're good. Oh, we're loud. All right, you need to banter a little bit.
Oh, we're live, huh?
Yeah.
Hey, folks, welcome into lunch breaks. This is a project that Johnny and I are excited about. We've talked about it for a long time, and we're finally going to put it into action. So we'll get started with the show here in just a second. You're getting to see a little behind the scenes testing for the very first show. So welcome in to behind the curtain and to the excitement. A lot of this show will kind of feel like Beyond the Blockchain. If you listen to Johnny and I's show on Tuesday nights on 106.5, it'll be a lot of the same topics just because that's the type of stuff we're interested in. But what we also want to do is provide a pathway for people to learn more about some of these AI tools that we see all day, every day, and ways that you could use them to help your life. And, when we came up with this idea of lunch breaks, and Johnny, you can chime in here, the way I thought about it was how much fun I used to have in high school during lunch, just getting to visit with your friends about whatever was on your mind and the fun, cool things that were going on, and not so much about what just happened in English class last hour.
English class.
I went to a couple of those. I went to more English classes than I did math classes.
Well, so I am getting my blood pressure down because they say live broadcast. It's so easy. Anybody can do it. And it constantly is not very easy. I'm having to monitor us in my ears right now.
Yeah. Well,
which is very complicated.
I'm very shiny. So,
Shiny.
We should have had hair and makeup touch us up before the show.
So when we finally ask for sponsors for this wonderful daily show, we will maybe be able to have makeup and hair. So what is, okay, so lunch breaks is talking about things that you and I just want to talk about.
Right.
And then we're going to try to do it live daily for at least, well, we said 1 month, 20 episodes.
Yeah.
But there's some issues with my studio that I'll talk about at some point where we might have a hard time with that because I might be reworking the studio, but
we'll worry about that when we get there. Cross that bridge when we get there, as they say. Who is they? Who is the they that say these things?
If it was the they who made the platform that we're streaming on, I will choke they because I don't think they've actually used their product. Okay. I mean, it is amazing that we can stream out to 80 channels if we needed, but I'm just happy going out on one channel right now. Which reminds me, we need to share this to so it's on the Deep Fried Studios.
Oh, it's on Deep Fried Studios now.
So you need to.
Oh, let me go share this live.
Yes, you need to go share it.
I had no idea.
Yeah, you need to go share it so they can see it.
Big time.
But I forgot that. Hold on here. Let me go look through my own. Let's see. Look, people, this you can see what we're doing here on behind me.
This is about as live as it gets, where you actually show people you're live streaming during the live stream.
Yeah, this is called warts and all, people. So I will go ahead and share. Look at that. Episode 1. Yes. So I'll call this episode 1 punk rock broadcasting. Live without a net.
Live without a net is right.
Live without an engineer.
I was going to say, when we do the radio show on Tuesday nights, we've got a couple things going for us. We've got, 3 to be exact that I can think of off the top of my head.
Yes.
First, we have a producer.
We have somebody in the studio. Yes. Yeah. That pushes the wonderful buttons.
Second, we have commercial breaks, which gives us a chance to reboot and kind of do some, how did that segment go? Do we not want to do that ever again? And we don't have that here. And then the third thing is there's a lot of benefit to just being on the radio.
Yes.
Live streaming is a whole new animal. It's a lot more complicated.
I'm looking at my bulbous, unshaven face, and I keep thinking maybe I need to create an AI avatar of a beautiful blonde woman or something to be up here.
Science says.
Right. Yeah. Yes. Demographics say.
Yeah.
So, we're hoping, I was hoping to have theme music today. I was hoping to have all type of stuff, but it took me an hour and a half to figure out how to have audio. So,
well, you did tell me to get here at 9:30. So
yes,
for an 11:45 show, which is very uncommon for you. You normally just let me roll in when it's time to get going.
Yes. And I decided to do all of my work on Sunday that I should be doing now to do this show, but all I've been doing is getting this show up and running, and it's 1/10 of what I want it to be.
Well, I've spent my morning working on Meducate stuff, which is a business that Johnny and I have together, but also working on, back to my tourism roots, trying to help someone craft a birding tour. Did you know?
Wait, is it along the bay? Birding?
A boat
birding tour.
Did you know? I did not until I started doing this research. Dolphin Island is home to the largest concentration of diverse species of birds.
Yeah, I can see that.
Anywhere else in North America, except for one place in Northern California.
I can see that they have been protecting birds for quite a while.
And birding is quite a big deal.
Yeah, there are ecotourism.
There are more people who consider themselves birders than people who have a fishing license. I would have never guessed that.
I learned a lot from the Steve Martin, Jack Black movie I think it was called The Big Year.
Oh, I don't know that one.
It's about birding, and they're very extreme hobbyists who, they go to like Antarctica during certain times of the year to see
got to get the migratory bird when it's there.
Yeah.
It's only so many days of
but again, if you're learning something from TV and movies, you only have scratched the surface. But
that's a good way to get started.
That's a good way to get started. Yeah.
Johnny, one of the things I was thinking about during the prep for the show was, what are things we could talk about that would interest people that might want to watch this show? Specifically locally, we've got an election coming up.
Yeah, we do.
And I haven't heard any of the candidates really talk about AI at all.
No.
And that's not overwhelmingly surprising to me. But I'm interested in it. And I think there's a lot of good that we could have inside of city government using AI.
Correct.
But where were we going with this? But
you have put forth the question to other much larger broadcasting luminaries than ourselves that do have these candidates in front of them on a microphone and a video camera. And you have asked them, when AI has plundered the jobs that it will do in the next 5 years, and we're a sales
tax driven city,
and we lose 20% employment and up to 30% of sales tax. What is the plan for understanding how a budget survives when that black swan event happens?
And the answer to everyone has been, there is nothing to cut. There is no room to cut.
Right.
Okay. Well, that's not an acceptable answer.
Right.
We at least got to have a plan. It's like saying a hurricane will never hit here, so it doesn't matter if we're at sea level.
Yes.
Eventually, it's going to hit you. And this AI revolution is coming. It will come to Mobile slower than it does other parts of the country.
That's a blessing and a curse of our city.
That's right. I mean, there's some good to that. But there is no doubting that AI is impacting entry-level white-collar jobs already right now. Over 40% of the people who graduated last year from college still do not have a job a year later. This group that just graduated in May.
Well, again, those STEM degrees that were people waiting for them to hire them at 6-digit salaries, those are the ones that are just being crushed.
In the beginning, we've seen a wipeout of computer science grads right now.
Yeah.
Computer science grads have the highest unemployment rate amongst any major except for art history.
Right. Art history. Correct.
So just like we used to tell people, oh no, what are you going to do with that degree?
Yeah.
We've now done that to a lot of the technical positions.
Yeah.
And if your job is 80% or more Excel, big trouble.
Yeah. Well, I kept thinking
Big trouble.
like low level accountants and stuff and bookkeepers.
Entry level. Yeah, all the entry level
Yeah.
stuff, right? It'll trickle up. So a lot of people say like, well, how is this going to affect me? Well, if you're an accountant, or let's say you're a financial advisor, and a lot of your clients are people in their 20s who are building their careers, they haven't yet, made it yet, but that's typically when people start talking to a financial advisor. Your pipeline of new customers is getting smaller by the minute.
Yeah.
Same thing if you, in any service industry, right? Anywhere where you need to service.
Yeah. Well, again, I saw the thing about real estate agents in this last year with the inability to sell houses and how it's just shrunk. It's just gone. Like one guy in one town was like, I haven't shown a house in months.
I saw a stat that said we have the largest delta on recorded stats for America of number of houses for sale versus number of how many people interested in purchasing.
But again, I mean, there are some pricey houses here, but if you're in LA in California, there's a house here that's $350,000 that costs 1.2 over there. And while things are expensive here, they're not $1.2 million for a 2.3 or a 3.2.
No.
Yeah.
Well, and a lot of these houses that are on the
market, but people are unwilling to move here, and I don't blame them because, again, the view of like, I'm going to move from, a coastal town of California to even an Alabama coastal town. That's got to be like shocking and scary as hell to somebody to do that or want to do that.
Well,
especially have to be
people have preconceived notions.
Yeah, sure.
Especially using the word Alabama or the Deep South. And I always tell people that we're not really a part of Alabama. Only technically.
No, right. Well, but again, that's that South Assault Line thing. I mean, like, look, I don't understand Selma when I go to it because it's not a part of the world that I grew up. I mean, first of all, they don't know who my mother is, so I'm already a problem. So it just is. But yeah, I mean, and again, when I lived in California, everyone thought that the movie Mississippi Burning was literally a documentary about my hometown, which first thing wasn't even my state. It wasn't even my decade that I was born in, but hence that's what they, even my closest friends felt like.
Well, from what I've been reading, a lot of these houses on the market were bought around the pandemic to be Airbnbs. And that market has dried up.
Yeah.
And so all these people who bought an Airbnb as an investment are now trying to get out of that.
I mean, so we had two houses for a while. We were living in a condo, and then we had a historic house in Oakley. And my wife, Stacy, roughly ended up becoming a maid service. Like it was unbelievable the amount of washing and cleaning and it was a lot.
It's not as turnkey as
it's the opposite of turnkey in my opinion. You better find a management company. And I know like Bradley Flowers, like he has a
shout out to Bradley Flowers in Portland.
Yeah, he has a huge amount of technology in the one that they have down at the coast, the beach, where like it counts how many cars are in the driveway every night, which is an issue.
Right.
It has smoke detectors all throughout it that can figure out if he's notified when there's smoke in the house, but he's also notified, is it tobacco, vape, or weed?
Oh, nice.
So he's actually notified, and then he can like
deal with it.
Yeah. But again, I'm sure they're not, him and his wife are not cleaning they have probably a management service down there.
I would imagine.
Yeah. But again, that's a lot of work where if I would have put my money into, let's just say the 5 biggest cryptos 5 years ago, what would that money be?
Let's ask.
Let's see. Well, Bitcoin would be, huge, would be anywhere from 25,000 up to 115,000. There's a lot of people who are saying, forget this. I don't want to be a landlord anymore.
Yeah.
Look what I've missed out on in the last 8 years with a lot less work.
Well, the hard thing for me, I know real estate has always been this place where people felt really safe, long-term gains. It's a liquidity issue, right? Like with crypto, you can get in and out as fast as you want, whenever you want.
Yeah.
If something comes up, you need access to cash.
Right. No,
you
no.
can- you can
I
get
need
access to
money
that.
today. I can take a loss, but I can get money in my account within probably the longest thing would take from your exchange to your bank, which
Right.
I'm hoping was faster. I've never done it. I've never taken a withdrawal, so I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, you get stuck with, I need X amount of dollars, and you're sitting on 4 or 5 rental properties.
Right.
I guess you could loan
You can get
against
a
the
loan against
value.
them. Yeah. That's what a lot of people
Yeah.
are doing with their Bitcoin now.
Of course, right.
Yeah, if you need some cash, you just take a loan on your Bitcoin. You don't actually.
Well, Michael
liquidate
Saylor at MicroStrategy, I forget what they're called now, but
I think there's some MicroStrategy.
his thing is like, never take your Bitcoin out, always loan against it. That's his kind of mantra. Which again, I have to understand it more. But there's a lot of these lending companies popping up right now.
Sure.
I mean, actually, Coinbase can do it, I think, from the actual exchange.
Mm-hmm.
So and they partner with, I don't know, BlackRock or whatever Illuminati world is out there.
That's
so
right.
Who knows?
What would you like to see the city do in regards to AI? Anything in particular? I've got some ideas.
What now?
AI inside the city. What do you feel is low hanging fruit?
Well, mine would be administrative and books, but I mean specifically.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, put it on the put the budget on the blockchain is a great answer. Put all the transactions.
That's the funny thing is I've been so macro involved in AI in my little operation.
Yeah.
That I haven't even thought outside the idea of a macro, much bigger thing. I kept thinking this idea of a candidate that was an AI candidate, meaning I am going to represent. So it's easier to say represent my district than the whole city.
Sure.
Okay. Somehow figure out where you create the AI platform for this district. And the idea is saying, if I can prove that you're in my district, so AI had to figure that out, you could, everything that came to a vote, you could go to the AI and vote. And as representative with the AI, I would vote whatever the app said. 52% said this, 48%. It might not even be something I agree upon. But it's the idea of, if you want to go straight democracy, which we have to, whatever, but here it is, 52 to 48, and that's who chimed in on my thing. So that's how I'm voting.
I think it's great.
But then the idea was like, you're not, like, I'm very transparent as first of all, I'm not, how are you even a politician at that point? Because all you are is a vessel. You're a meat vessel at that point.
Right?
You're a meat vessel. Yes.
Band name.
Yeah.
So here's what I would do first. I would take all the garbage trucks and I would put an AI enhanced camera on the front.
Yep.
All right. And I would load it also with a Hive mapper.
Oh, you're talking about so you can make money off of the.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Kind of. I'd put a Hive mapper on the garbage truck as well. So if you do both of those, what you're going to get is a complete map of the city every 7 days.
Right.
You'll have it completely mapped and accessible via Hive mapper. Now you're also going to make crypto on the backside of that, but that's a negligible return compared to the value of the video. The other thing I would do is on the front of that trash can or garbage truck, I would have an AI enabled camera that could monitor surface conditions and give you a real-time update every week on the potholes, the depth of the potholes, the size of the potholes, where we're having surface issues. That can all be done in a weekly report just by putting cameras on the front of a garbage truck.
You do know we have 2 trucks that can fix potholes that are both broken right now.
Maybe we should investigate, or we should invest in some Quickcrete or asphalt or somebody. I don't know.
Again, another Bradley Flowers point. He made a point of this years ago that said, "Why has the first candidate for Mobile not gone out with a phone and videotaped them filling potholes themselves and saying, if we can't do so and so, I will do it myself."
It's like that crazy meme that you see locally where somebody takes a pothole and fills it full of Mardi Gras beads.
Yeah, that's
like
New Orleans.
Yeah, that's that's the solution around here.
Yeah. Well, we still have an overabundant bureaucracy that is slow to change. I can't imagine the idea of bringing in something that is still like, look, me and you have a radio show called Beyond the Blockchain that deals with AI, deals with crypto, deals with blockchain. And I mean, how lost did I tell you how I felt today about technology? It's a very hard thing to incorporate. I mean, then there's going to be, people don't realize this idea, and Elon Musk has taught me this, watching people watch Elon Musk. His failing to get a rocket up is actually him learning.
Right.
Yet all of his detractors will like make fun of how his rockets don't fly. And
Yeah.
again, this idea of whatever you do has to be done perfect from execution from the minute you do it, especially something that's an unproven technology.
Well, I would say this is not unproven technology.
No, it's not
except
unproven.
Here's, I think, what you're getting at.
Yeah.
Even if we wanted to do these things, do we have anyone inside the system capable of implementing these technologies? I don't know everybody inside the city, so I'm gonna go with the hopeful answer that yes, there is somebody or some team inside the city that could take on.
Well,
that type of
and then you
project.
get on the other side that doesn't like the outcomes that are coming out of AI for whatever reason, will also vilify the innovation, and they'll call it, un-American, racist, or something else. You know what I'm saying? Like they
Sure.
will vilify the ability of like, that's not the way we want to do it. So I guess the idea is, like, again, a good leader has to not worry about all that and just move forward on what they think is right. But I can't imagine the outcry, the outcry of the first town hall meeting when the words AI is being used to even do analysis and research.
Well, people better get used to it.
That's like, I love. I think.
I mean, I don't really have another option.
I love when Gary Vee says this to somebody who's a detractor of what's already here with technology. Technology does not care about you.
No.
It cares so little about you, and it's going to run you over. And the idea is, keep talking like that, because I'm not going to deal with you anymore, because the idea is you can't help the people who won't help themselves.
Mm-hmm. How about this one? The city of Mobile looks like it's currently spending $10 million a year on the Wave Transit.
Yeah.
The bus system that everyone agrees is broken and does not serve anyone. How many robo taxis could you buy for $10 million?
Yeah.
Let's ask it.
But then what are you gonna do with all those buses?
Turn them into a museum. I don't care. What are they doing with them now?
We can make them into
burning fuel.
coral reefs
now. Yeah, turn them into tether them together and create an oyster reef off the coast of the west side of the bay. All right, so under 30,000 for a robo taxi. Let's just
now, again, this becomes revenue neutral when it starts becoming more revenue neutral because you're making money from a robo taxi.
Well, with just 1 year's investment, we could own 333 robo taxis inside the city.
Yeah.
If you wanted to do 2 years investments, you could own 666 robo taxis that are on demand, take you wherever you need to go.
But can you make a $2 trip? That's the problem. It's the resources of what it takes to use that robo taxi. That's what's being the Wave system is meant to serve the underserved.
Yeah, you would have to give them
community
a voucher.
Of our right.
You would have
a voucher.
You'd have to provide a voucher to the people who traditionally use the Wave system.
Yeah,
or something along those lines. My point is, for $10 million, there's plenty of money to pay for a robo taxi trip. We don't need 300 in this city.
No. Oh gosh, no.
Let's start with 100. Start with 100 robo taxis.
I would say start with 10, but that's
sure,
just me.
Start with 10.
Yeah.
Right. And let's see what happens.
Again, though.
But you know who doesn't want that? Whoever's making money off the Wave Transit. That's the problem with city government.
Of course.
Every one of these things that are going on, somebody's making money off of it, and they're the ones that are going to fight you because you're going to take away. I guarantee you, when automobiles were introduced in this city, the guy who ran the horse and carriage went down to the city council and yelled for 3 months.
Yeah. How dare you? They're gonna ruin the roads.
Yeah.
They're death traps.
Yeah. I mean, your face will melt off if you drive over 20 miles an hour. So that's on your hands.
Okay. So my other thing is, what in the history that you know of city bureaucracy could you say could run the robo taxi department properly?
The original I-team that Colby Cooper created 15 years ago.
All right. Okay.
He was intentional about putting together people who had not been in city government before.
Yeah.
And this wasn't his idea. It came from the Bloomberg initiative and all that. But I think you need a team like that. And maybe, the current I-team could take it. I'm not sure who's running the IT team right now. Maybe Jason. I would trust Jason to run it.
Well, again, I'm gonna grit my teeth and say I haven't seen the competency level of it's. Look, I'm even saying some of the best corporations can't do things that are new.
Let's
get away from my hatred. I'm sorry, my disdain for bureaucratic cluster.
All right, let's back up and just say, let's cut the budget in half, $5 million. You don't think if you offered somebody $5 million to start a robo-taxi company in this city that they couldn't manage that?
I don't know, man. I mean, I've seen people who were innovators here literally get run out on a rail out of this city. I mean, I've seen it. I mean, you've seen it too.
I've seen it.
So, that's who has the person who's got the huevos to like just sit here and just take it and just take it and take it and just keep moving forward. I mean, most people would say, these people don't deserve my talents. I don't know. I've just seen so many scary things that just, it's just a look. This is I
want to be optimistic.
Mobile is a comfortable place to live. I wouldn't say it's a great place to live. It is. I'm sorry. If you're in innovation and it's just not a great place.
We certainly know, we have an AI healthcare company, and when we try and have AI related conversations, it's not a very deep pool of people in the city that we can draw from.
And the smart people who have seen this have said, you need to don't even worry about your hometown and move it. And don't even sell it here. I mean, we've already had that.
Oh yeah.
Who said, don't waste your time with the organizations in this part of the world. So,
and then there's that.
Yeah.
So, well, what does that mean for people locally? I mean, people have to start taking AI seriously. They've got to start investing in themselves to learn these tools. I told a friend the other day, I said, you've got to be the person at your office that the other people go to about questions for AI,
right?
Because it's not about whether or not you're going to get replaced, because you likely will. It's about holding on as long as you can. You don't want to be one of the first rounds of people that get laid off from your company.
Yeah.
Let that be the Luddites. Invest in yourself, understand the technologies so that you are the resource that the boss goes to. And if you are the boss, you need to be that resource for yourself.
Yes.
Or call somebody like you that can give them some advice about
it. Again, after my foray into this live broadcasting today, I almost threw every bit of computer and studio out into the street. It can all be found. I will say one thing. I stuck with it long enough that I got it to work today.
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't have like I'll take in like a certain age of people are scared to not play with something, like turn on the thing and press buttons.
Right.
And somehow that mindset is, if I do that, I'll break something.
Yeah. Well,
and you have to get away from that, because the idea is that's the only way you're going to learn is to, for all I know, by the way, we don't even have voices right now, because this is what I was saying about this system. Mm-hmm. You cannot even test the studio, the audio before it goes out to the world. I mean, not that we have any listeners anyway, right? Watchers right now anyway, but the idea is we don't even know if it's working other than me when I turned on my phone to see if it was still working.
Stacy says she sees you.
My wife says she sees me. I told you nothing. There was no problem with the video. That was never a problem. Oh, well.
Well, we're 30 minutes into the first.
This is.
And we're just rolling along.
This is broadcasting history here.
It's broadcasting something. But you know what? I'm having fun, and I'll have fun, and the show will get better. And if people have questions about AI, they can write us, and we'll talk about it tomorrow. Or if they're watching live, they can drop it in the comments, and we can tell them.
And we have a radio show on Tuesday nights on FM 106.5 called
FM
Beyond
Talk.
the Blockchain.
Right, you can get it all there, and wherever you get your podcast. So,
it's hard to find the podcast, though, I will say.
Is it?
Yes, because it's lumped in with all of the FM Talk 106.5 podcast.
Understood.
That's why it gets kind of difficult to find.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's interesting. Back to the city of Mobile.
Yeah.
Whenever I need good advice on the temperature of an idea in the city, I ask Dan Brennan, our buddy, And Dan almost always, because Dan's like what, 93? No, I don't know. I'm just kidding. He's 6. I think he's 63.
That's not very nice.
But he knows I'm kidding with him. But he's 63, and he's been in the world as it's always existed. And so I can be like, hey, what do you think about this? And he's like, I think it's a good idea. I think getting people to, like you're saying, getting people to accept it, not as easy. Though, all you got to do if you want somebody to accept something, just call it Golf Quest and ram it down people's throat for $65 million.
Oh, man.
Just ram it through. Nobody wanted that thing either.
That is one of my...
Who made the money on that? Right? That's what I think about all these projects, these giant projects that nobody wants.
I'm guessing some maybe contractors made some money, but I heard there were so many problems with it that maybe they didn't.
I don't know. It was a good question.
There was a reporter. They never actually verified this, but they looked at the total cost of the Gulf Quest Maritime Museum and said that square foot by square foot, it might be the most expensive museum ever made, but they couldn't quantify that.
That's
pretty.
That sounds on brand.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's on brand for this place.
My favorite thing was the year that they announced that 350,000 people would float through that building in 1 year.
Oh yeah, that's great.
That is hilarious.
Yeah.
And can you imagine being in that meeting and hearing someone tell you that number and no one going, on what planet do you think that's going to happen?
If you actually believed that to be true, wouldn't you have a larger parking lot than what they built?
You're right. You're right.
If you actually thought that,
there's like 80 parking spaces over there.
Yeah. Well, you got the cruise terminal, but when the cruise is in town,
right? No,
there's
exactly.
no space there.
And they weren't thinking seasonal back then.
No, and they weren't thinking cruise back then in whatever year we started.
Oh no, that was already in the works.
Oh, was it?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Well, now it's going to be a Jimmy Buffett museum, which may be the most entertaining exhibit they've had.
Well, hold on.
I don't know how profitable.
How in the world they're going to wait? Where'd you hear that from?
They're doing a Jimmy Buffett.
There's going to be the Jimmy Buffett Museum.
It's going to have a Jimmy Buffett exhibit.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yes.
Well, there's like all of these rules. Again, the city took money from the federal government that comes with a massive amount of strings attached
to develop a high-speed ferry that
will never happen.
It's not.
But also, they can't change what that building is. Like
right,
at
because
that
of
point,
the federal grant.
And then you have to pay back. Now, I might be totally wrong here. You have to pay back the money that they've already fronted you, which I think is $18 million, is what I was told.
Probably so. Yeah, that's what happens when you take government money.
Wow. Yeah, well, no, yeah, yes. Anytime someone complains, I'm like, that's what you took money from. You were desperate and needed money. That comes with.
Well, we didn't need it.
You're right.
But once you accept it, you got to follow their rules.
Yeah.
But it goes back to.
By the way, there's names of people still in government that are on those documents that approved all that stuff, and they've never had a reckoning. Never once had a reckoning.
There's no such thing as a reckoning in.
No, there's not. There's no reckoning in politics in general, usually. But I mean, come on, there's some point. That's why I say you do need to put your name on everything that you end up spending money on. Like your name needs to go on everything that you spend money on to say, oh, that's so-and-so councilman paid for that piece of garbage, and their name's on it forever. But you know what? But some of those people would actually think that's like a badge of honor that they've got their name on something, even though it's a colossal waste of money and a complete toilet.
Right.
Well, I did not mean to be so negative today.
Yeah, I don't want to be negative either.
Woo!
But it is part of, I imagine most communities are probably similar.
Well, we've had, actually, I will go back and say something positive. We've had a good run the last 12 years because I think there has been better, if anything, fiscal management in this city.
Right.
For sure. But
we go through peaks and troughs of momentum, right?
Well,
sometimes it feels like we've got some momentum. Then something happens, we get wiped back down to zero, and we start again.
Well, again, I will say one thing, at least cities and states and counties at least have to live to a budget where our federal overlords don't have to live to any of that garbage. So.
City council can raise the penny anytime they want.
Oh, they can, but again, that usually does come with a backlash.
But the penny was going to go away.
It's
100% going away.
And now it just keeps rolling, baby.
Yeah, it's never going away.
No. Well, again, that's that whole thing of like try to take something away once the government has done it.
Somebody should do some research on that and say, who was it that told us that was going away?
Fred
I think it was
Richardson.
Fred.
It was Fred Richardson.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Pie Fred.
I will say I think he's made money on his moon pie though.
Look, I like the moon pie.
Yeah. Look, it's cheap, and
It's cheap.
I think
And it's iconic.
It makes people line up on the street for a reason they would never line up there before.
I bet more people not from Mobile can tell you Mobile has a moon pie more
Possibly.
than they can a Gulf Quest.
The only thing that's confusing about that is moon pie is such a is it Chattanooga? Chattanooga thing. That's the only thing that's super weird to me is like other than like us throwing moon pies in Mobile. And
somebody older than me can comment and tell us, but I think the reason we switched to moon pies were people were throwing like boxes of Cracker Jacks and like knocking people out.
Well, can't throw boxes also, but I've been like people throw cabbage and stuff before. They had to make that rule where you can't throw live food that's not processed.
You know who should be strangled and beaten?
Well, there's a lot. I have a large list for who should be strangled and beaten.
People on floats that make it a mission to throw it as hard as they can to try and hurt someone.
I will tell you, if you get in trouble for that, if you get caught. I mean, because no one any group I've been around, no one encourages that.
Well, good. I'm glad.
And I'm not saying there's not some dummies out there who can't handle their liquor and they do stupid stuff. But yes, there are, and some things are just like those big 48s, those 48-centimeter beads. If you throw a whole bag of that, even if you just slightly throw it, it's so heavy it will take. So if you throw it like you throw it,
yeah,
it's a cannon.
So several years ago, back when I was doing the Ducks, and we were managing the fort, I was watching a parade from the fort, and this float goes by. This old lady's not paying attention, and this guy drops a big old bag of something on her head.
Yeah,
knocked her out.
Oh, look, that is.
You know what happened? People stood on top of her and around her to take her spot. No one cared.
Yeah,
and you know what? We're catching pennies worth of trinkets. We're spending dollars worth. Like, if you really wanted to fix the city, let's care about the city as much as we do Mardi Gras.
Well,
because we don't. That's all anybody cares about.
We do overplay our hand a lot. That's like,
and then we dump all the plastic into the bay, and we talk about what an eco community we're trying to create.
All right, man, we've been so negative today.
Yeah, that's true.
Woo, this was not supposed to be. This is supposed to be. Well, I did say I didn't want to be a normally daily show you see on the saccharin and like the fake smile and the sugar and everything, but we need to be a little more positive than
we should be positive.
How much we wish things were different.
Well, here's one thing that is positive for some people and be negative for others. Their favorite football team will start playing soon.
Yeah, I don't care about football anymore.
I used to. I don't care anymore.
I'm done.
Yeah.
It's just there's. I think I've gotten more interested in, like more technology, innovation. Like there's so many more interesting things to spend your time looking into and enriching yourself and your capabilities than what some 18-year-old kid's doing on a piece of grass.
That's true.
I just don't care anymore. And also, good for them paying somebody hundreds of thousands of dollars for something they do on a piece of grass, which is silly.
Well, that's also interesting, right? It's like, show me where you spend your money and I'll show you what you value.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Yeah, I got you.
And it's not really what your lips don't tell you what you value. Your wallet does.
Yeah. And that's another thing too. It's like, to watch people it used to ruin my weekends. And I would be mean to the people who love me and want to spend time with me when my football team didn't win. That will never happen again in my life. Never.
I think a lot of men in the South go through that phase, and some grow out of it, and some don't. And it's not just men. It is. Positively, on some positive news, we haven't been wiped out by the AI revolution yet.
Not yet. It could help me with my gambling.
Do not ask your AI.
Oh.
Do not spend 2 hours talking to your AI about if the simulation theory is real. What are the ramifications of that? Not if you want to be optimistic.
Yeah, I'm not a part of the simulation crowd.
The math If you believe in math, then
first of all, I don't know math. Like, I long division was as far as I got.
Elon says that it's a multiple billion to 1 odd that we are not in a simulation. Now the question is, what does that mean? How do you define simulation?
Right. I keep thinking like this, like Overlord playing a video game. It's that's just too reductionary.
I mean, that's kind of how we describe God.
That's kind of how we describe life, correct? But God supposedly God doesn't play strings anymore. He used to back in the day, but not anymore. Who knows? I don't know.
Who knows?
Again, I come from jesters and drunk. I don't come from philosophers and theologians.
I come from neither. So, we just got what we got at this point. I come from dirt farmers that weren't smart enough to know you had to plant stuff.
I've always heard the word dirt farmer.
Yeah.
Are you farming dirt?
A dirt farmer is somebody that's too dumb to know that you have to plant.
Right. You're just tilling the ground.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. That's tough. I guess you're selling soil.
No. Well, that's actually a good business.
Oh,
People
yeah.
that sell dirt for infill of construction. That's not what we did.
Right.
No. We just wandered around the farm and wondered why nothing was coming up on our ground, but it was coming up on everybody else's.
My tender hands, I would not last a day on a real farm.
Maybe one. I don't know that I'd be going back tomorrow.
Yeah, there's no way.
It's like Mark Burley is a good example. Mark Burley pitched. He's a former pitcher. He played in the World Series 20 years ago for the White Sox, and he pitched for the Savannah Bananas this weekend. And his comment leaving the mound, they're like, "How was it?" He said, "I'm not going to be able to wipe my behind for a week and a half."
Oh, because his arm. Yeah.
Like that kind of idea. Like, you've done it forever.
How many innings did he throw?
He just threw 1 inning.
1 inning.
Yeah.
What? 20 pitches, 18 pitches,
something like that, probably.
Yeah. Well, again,
when you get out there on the stage in front or on the mound in front of 50,000 people,
yeah,
you're not mailing it in. I mean, he didn't look like Mark Burley from 20 years ago, but he's also like 50 now.
Yeah.
So
how'd he do?
He did good. It was worth watching. Savannah Bananas. One of our claims to fame here in the city of Mobile.
Yeah, it is.
The very first Savannah Banana game played outside the city of Banana. City of
Banana.
The city of Savannah.
Savannah does well. They do so well in Savannah, they might call it the city of Banana.
It is now.
It's crazy.
Banana land, baby.
I mean, he's got his own TV. Well, he had his own TV show on ESPN Plus. Jesse Cole, the owner, and the yellow tuxedo man that owns the Savannah Bananas.
It's crazy though. I mean, they are now selling out everywhere they go. They've added new teams. They're up to 4 teams this year. They'll have 2 more next year. They're creating an entire league called Banana Ball League.
Right.
Tomorrow on the show, we can show some stuff up on the screen about Banana Ball.
Oh, how do you know we can show that up on that screen? Because I'm having a hard time doing that kind of stuff. You got
in theory,
you're gonna have to get me pictures.
With the theologian would tell me that it is possible, but
with God's grace, we could have.
Yeah, that's just a good way to approach everything, right?
So again, 11:45 to 12:45. We're going to try to do this every day for at least 4 weeks.
Yeah, and we'll be more prepared in the future.
Yeah,
like today was really like, I don't know if we're going to do a show or not today.
I up until 11:35, I wasn't quite sure we'd have audio. So,
watching you,
and I've been doing this for 7 years, and I constantly
do it for 2 hours gave me anxiety.
Well, also I get frustrated and more frustrated and more frustrated. It's not good for everybody around me. So I'm glad I didn't smash a window or smash something, because it was getting close. But I had to do my.
You need to find
calming.
You got to find your zen.
I was doing my calm breathing.
Yeah,
my calm breathing.
That works.
But yeah, I do miss the days of the Uncle Henry internet show where Dan the Sound Man really handled all this stuff.
Dan the Sound Man.
Dan the Sound Man can just he can figure it out.
He's a heck of a Golden Tee player too.
He's a heck of a Golden Tee player, but he can see it in his head, and I can't see the signal path when I'm looking at the mixer and everything and figuring out how this thing works with that. I just can't see how it all works together. That's why I have a hard time of like, why is this thing not doing something?
All right. That's fair.
Yeah, 15 even though I did ask Grok 3 questions of very specific questions of why, it did give me 5 suggestions and one of them worked. So it did help me work through my technical,
Well, and
problem.
I've seen some tools now where you can take a picture of what you're dealing with,
Yeah.
and it can analyze it and tell you if something's going wrong.
Yeah.
What is your let's do an AI tip of the day. Do you have a tip of, like, if somebody says, what's your tip today on using AI?
I will tell you right now, go to get Grok, the app
Yep.
on your phone. It's free for right now. And the biggest tip is start playing around with that Grok Imagine with your pictures.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's
I've
only
seen
it's
some of you
it's,
brought
o-
some
it's
pictures to life.
only free for like a couple weeks or a couple
Okay.
days, but the idea is it's going to be $30 a month
Mhm.
after that. But man, that sucker is powerful. I did some old photos of my family came to life. You know, like my great grandfather was walking down Royal Street. My great grandmother was walking down Marine Street. I mean, it's just crazy what that does with there's no prompting at all in that, by the way. You just put it in there and it just gives you something.
So my tip of the day goes to prompting. So I'm glad you mentioned
Yeah.
that. One of the things I found works really well is you got to remember these LLMs, these AIs are meant to make you happy, right?
Right,
They're
right.
coded to give you the answer
Yeah.
that they think you want to hear. So there's two things you've got to do when you're building a prompt. You have to start by telling your LLM, don't tell me just what I want to hear. Give me a full, complete, accurate analysis. Then what I do is I give it its task. I say, this is your task.
Yeah.
Please write yourself the best prompt.
Right. And I've been doing that.
All right. So
yeah.
now here's the next level up from that. You take that prompt and you go to a different LLM. You say, you're in a contest against another AI to create the best prompt for this. Take the current prompt and make it better. And then you just ping pong that thing 2 or 3 times and you get a prompt that's really tight, that's really good.
Yeah.
And I have found I get a lot better results. So I think that people think that you just put information in, you just say, tell me today's TV schedule, right? People are still using it like Google. Right.
Well, so that's what I did. Hey, so and so can't do so and so with these 2 platforms. Why am I not looking at my audio?
And that's a good tool. I mean, that is a good use of it.
Yeah.
But that is scratching the surface of its power. And so another reason people need to understand it is my 15 and 12-year-old daughters know far more about AI tools than most of their parents.
Well, again, that goes at the idea of like kids could set the VCR clock, back in the 80s because they're willing to like push buttons and find out, where everybody else says, I'm too scared to touch it, I might break it.
Right.
I do have that Ninja Tools all in one, which is 21 AI platforms. They will show what I do, simple, like especially document making, which is the lowest form, in my opinion, of what AI can do. Document making, right? Content making. I'm not talking about video and picture. I'm talking about writing a script to something, writing a blog for something. Very simple stuff for AI. It shows me 3 platforms at the same time.
Right.
So I can see Claude, I can see Perplexity, and I can see Grok, right?
Okay.
And what's great is I can see which one's faster and I can see which one has a better outcome.
Right.
So that's been great too. That's really nice. Especially the idea of like apples to apples, meaning I gave the same prompt. It went to 3 things at the same time. Whoa, look how fast ChatGPT is.
Right.
But I mean, ChatGPT has been killing all the other platforms in the last 2 or 3 days that I've been working on it. Just been killing it.
The interesting thing to me is these things are improving every day.
Sure.
I mean, I can't remember who said it. A friend of mine, maybe Brooks Conkle, who he said something to the effect of, "This is the worst it'll ever be."
Right.
Today is the worst it'll ever be. Tomorrow it'll be better.
Well, the word I always say is AI can't do that, and I'll always say yet.
That's right.
Can't do it yet. What we thought about with the AI cloning technology we use from Educate was it was okay 4 months ago.
Right.
Now it's as good as I've heard it. It could fool me a lot more.
Yeah.
Again, it's gotten better. Again, I was like, imagine how good it's going to be in another 4 months.
Well, what's wild is people don't realize how little you used to in the beginning of AI cloning tools for voices. You would need 2 to 5 minutes of really kind of good audio.
Yeah.
Now 30 seconds. You have 30 seconds of
I don't know.
good audio.
Well, we haven't done that yet, though, right? We haven't done 30 seconds, have we?
Yeah, that's what I use.
30 seconds?
Yeah.
Well, I know you sent me a, Medicate records our subscribers' voices.
So I use it for myself.
But I thought,
so I created a 30-second version myself.
But I thought it was 2 to 3 minutes.
Is what it used to be.
What it used to be. Yeah. Holy moly!
30 seconds now.
All right.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty wild. But the reason I know that is a lot of the Facebook or TikTok or Instagram videos that I post, I voice over in my own voice, but it's the clone. I'm not, I'm just running the text through it. And I think it sounds pretty much like me. I can tell the difference. But I think if you didn't know me extremely well, you wouldn't know, because the speech pattern is really good.
Yeah.
Like I must have a pretty distinct speech pattern, because when I hear it, I go, oh yeah, that's how I talk.
Wait, so did you redo your voice from an earlier recording you had, or has it just gotten better with the recording that you've been using?
Gotten better with the recording.
Wow. Okay. Because I thought maybe it would be better to go back and like add a new piece of audio, but maybe that's not better.
Well, I did use the piece that we've cleaned.
Oh, okay.
But when you upload it into one of those things where it asks for 30 seconds, it cuts off after the first 30 seconds.
Okay.
Anyway, so it doesn't take.
Well, and I will say, if you're using a voice AI cloner, people, you have to, in my opinion, you still need to get it and clean it for the ums and the breaths, because it's a pattern machine.
That's right.
So AI will give it ums and breath. So we have a product that's kind of reading scripts, and we didn't want that in there. It didn't want to sound more it didn't need to sound conversational. It needed to sound more read.
Right.
So you have to go and, garbage in, garbage out, kind of how that works. So,
well, and a lot of these tools, they have preloaded voices, right? And you can
select hundreds of them, hundreds of them. Yeah.
Is for the tone, and the topic.
Well, also I think it's great for branding when you have to ask somebody, what does your brand sound like? Is it feminine? Is it masculine? Is it Southern? Is it Midwestern? Is it nondescript? Is it British? Is it, I don't know, but no one thinks about that until very few people do radio spots anymore. Radio ads. Very few people do TV ads, and they don't even get the customization. I can tell you, like, people in this town that did the same, like the same 3 people did voiceovers here for years.
Right.
So you didn't even get you couldn't pick hundreds of voices. They got it easier because you could do it like over the phone and stuff. But now I'm like, I could pick. It's crazy what you can do now, or make your own voice. Like you can literally wish a voice into existence. Sonos does that, doesn't it?
Well, here's an
interesting
thing.
Does Eleven Lab do that? Can you make one from scratch?
Yes, you can.
You can prompt it. Yeah. Okay.
Have you seen this weird thing when you're scrolling Facebook now that's like, talk to these AI avatars?
Well, hold on.
Send a message.
I've seen the commercial. Avatars. I mean, I've seen the ads.
Inside Meta on Facebook.
Well, I'm never on.
Right.
I'm never on
But
Meta. Even though I'm on there right now, live.
Here's the crazy part. It's things like, do you want to talk to this hot stepmom?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's gone dark fast.
Well, the 1-900 numbers.
It's that for the new era.
I was like, dude, you don't need a behind the mattress company, cubicles of these women back there or whoever, becoming these call kittens that were, that was a cottage industry for almost 20 something years.
Yeah. I think these AI gals are going to put the OnlyFans girls out of work. I think that's a job. Models. I think that's a job that's going to be lost.
Scott, they're just models.
I'm
kidding.
I'm guessing
they're just models,
because you can find what they're offering for free on the internet. I would imagine that they're selling companionship. Much money now, though. But I think they're selling companionship.
I guess.
I think they're selling a personal connection.
I am the most boring. Like, I wouldn't waste my money on that. Never mind.
I'm just too cheap.
I am so cheap.
I'm so cheap.
Yeah. Ridiculous.
I mean, this shirt I've got on, my kids make fun of me. This is probably 20 years old.
Well, this is a Pebble Beach shirt that I went to Pebble Beach, saw it in the gift shop for the pro shop. It's $150.
Okay.
So that's ridiculous. I don't give a crap where I am. I'm not paying $150 friggin' shirt.
Yep.
Went to Steinmart 3 weeks later, $27.99.
That's a good bargain.
Oh yeah, but again, there's no more Steinbart anymore either. So
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's gonna be a weird world. I told a friend the other day, they were like, what do you mean AI is gonna change the world?
yeah,
In 5 years, in 2030, we will look back on today with great nostalgia
of
the
course.
way that it used to be.
I look at it now
The
with
same way
great
we-
nostalgia.
The same way we watch videos from the 80s
Yeah.
and go, oh, life was so simpler back then.
Yes.
Be home when the street lights come on and sit down and watch the 3 channels and be happy.
I have a hard time remembering the world pre-internet.
Oh, I don't. Do you really?
Well, I mean, hold on. I remember it, but I constantly go,
I don't know how anybody got anything done at work before the internet.
how did anything get done with any type of efficiency? I mean, just the idea of when I kept thinking about how I researched term papers in college.
Right. The Dewey Decimal System.
Dewey Decimal. And then, someone actually in library sciences showed me a kind of a shortcut, but holy moly, man, just.
Now you have the world at your fingertips. We used to think that the smartphone was the world at your fingertips. Now we add AI on top of it. And if you can't find the answer to something, it's just because you're not trying.
But then you have to trust that the AI is right, though.
Well, you got to trust the encyclopedias, right?
And
too.
you have to trust definitely.
What we know is the encyclopedia was wrong as soon as it was published, almost always.
Yeah, and then what do you think? They're not going to reprint a million copies of the whatever.
Well, they do. That you got to buy that next year.
Oh, right, yes, the revision.
Yeah, buy next year's version. We changed the blue egret from endangered to no longer endangered. Please buy my world books.
The only thing I've been told my whole time, especially when I was in ad school, this is the year 1999, 2000. Even back then, as in like the experts, as in the industry, was saying that it will be a paperless society by 2010, and it's so not true.
Here's a great question. I saw somebody mentioned. Everybody used to have a printer at home.
Yeah.
What were we printing?
Well,
because now I don't know hardly anybody.
MapQuest maps.
That's a good answer.
Tax, to prove something. Tickets to Ticketmaster.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair.
I mean, a lot of conspiracy theorists, of course, were printing out hundreds and hundreds of pages of manifestos and WikiLeaks from whatever it was. But
Julian Assange's
yes, what's hitting under his bed?
We didn't even talk about Epstein today.
Was there something going on with Epstein?
No, you just said Julian Assange, and I started thinking about characters from movies.
Hold on,
and Epstein's like
again, Trump. You're still talking about that guy? Come on, man. You're still talking about that guy? I don't get it.
I loved the other day when all these people are clamoring to release the Epstein files, and Trump's like, "Nope, best I can give you is Obama treason."
Obama treason.
That's it.
It's like a bingo card.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got no Epstein today, but we got Obama treason.
The pivot and roll, the deny and pivot is quite fun to watch in general, across the board.
Don't you wish
deny and pivot?
Don't you wish Norm was still here to give us his insight?
Norm Macdonald?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he'd be making some horribly racist, funny jokes right now.
He was an interesting character. We've watched some videos. And my favorites are when he goes on this long 7-minute story. That's the beginning and the end are the only thing he sat down with, and he just kind of improvs his way through the rest of it.
Right.
He's got a roadmap, but he's all over the road.
Norm Macdonald ends with a dad joke on a 7-minute setup, but that's the joke.
And that's Norm.
There you go. And also to watch him make it up as he's going. That's kind of the
fun part. Can tell, right?
That's kind of the fun part.
Yeah, the University of Science.
It's a graduate of the University of Science. Yes, the University of Science. And then they also he keeps changing the last name all the time.
Yeah, that's
always fun too.
Yeah.
So yes, watch Norm Macdonald on YouTube. Of Norm Macdonald's greatest SNL.
Yeah,
SNL bits is probably the best one. It's like 6 hours of just his setup and payoff. Now that's quite different than telling long stories. That was short jokes.
So for tomorrow, because we are coming up on 12:45.
We are ending the day. Okay, okay. You tell me, and then we'll have one last question.
I was going to say, I feel a lot like this show, like I do AI, it'll never be worse than today.
Oh gosh, I hope not. It's horrible.
Today is the worst this show will ever be.
I went down immediately of my not so happy in my life because of this system today, and it just was no negative for the first 35 minutes of this show.
Yeah, it took us a minute to get out.
Woo, negative.
I feel like the back half of the show was better.
Yeah.
I feel like we also offended at least a dozen people who are not listening.
Or again, not listening.
So did we really offend them?
So that's
are you offended if you didn't hear it?
So that goes back to, does a tree make a sound when it falls in the woods? It's an insult heard when it's not watched by the person you tell the insult to.
Simulation theory and physics would say that unless it's being observed, it doesn't exist. It's not rendered.
Okay. All right.
And we can talk about the split particle and the split window theory and why we believe that.
That's Schrodinger's cat, isn't it? Isn't that the Schrodinger's cat thing?
Kind of.
Okay.
Yeah, this is, all right, so they took protons and they shot them through 2 slits and measured what came out the backside. When the protons are not being actively observed, they come in a wave pattern.
Okay.
Kind of like a shotgun style, hit all over the place. When the protons are observed by humans, they come together and collapse.
Yeah.
And it looks like a rifle pattern. It looks like a rifle shot.
So it changes.
Yes. So
it's almost like putting on a show.
Exactly. So what that means is if you're not looking at it, the simulation is not rendering, just like a video game. The video game doesn't exist everywhere all the time. It only exists where your character is walking.
Okay.
So what a weird way to end it, right?
Yeah. Well, no. Here's the question I do have, though. It is lunch breaks.
It is lunch breaks.
You can have any lunch you want. Leaving the show, what's your go-to?
Today,
yeah,
I think I would want some gumbo from the Royal Scam.
Oh, that's so good. Well, I guess for
shout out to Dave.
I guess for Dave rasping it today. I was thinking Cajun wings with buffalo sauce on the side, with celery and French fries.
Do you eat the celery?
Oh God! Oh yes, yes.
Congratulations! I always wondered who ate the celery.
Yes, celery. I like carrots with it too. But at Heroes, Heroes chicken wings, Cajun chicken wings with the buffalo.
We had a rasp doubleheader today.
I was thinking I'm starving right now, but I can't walk down there. I got to actually get to work today for all the podcasts that I do. So
yeah, I got plenty I need to do too. That's why it's a lunch break.
Well, it's lunch break, and that's how after the catchphrase at the end. So
and that's how the cookie crumbles.
No,
what's that from?
No, it's and that's slow them out. And those are the breaks. And those are the lunch breaks.
And those are the lunch breaks. All right, that's a good way to end it.
Well, and then see now because I'm an engineer, you're gonna look there like a fool. Like a clown, and then I'm gonna have to walk out and close it off. So let's again.
I think people would tell you I look like a clown anyway, so I'm just kind of playing my part.
So we had 5-6 people watch today. Thank you. I got to figure out how to better. You can interact with us on this system. I've got to figure that out by tomorrow. So
yeah, and folks, if you watch the show today, thanks for taking the time.
Yeah,
I promise you, much like AI, it'll never be worse than it is today.
And maybe we can make AI us and just do the show for us.
Yeah.
And they can sound, I can prompt them to sound charming and brilliant.
I would accept a charming and brilliant upgrade. Yeah. When that package is available, I'm interested. All right, folks, you've seen Johnny. He's exited the studio, and we'll be back with you tomorrow.